are that on a school bus full of children, at least one child has a learning disability. And while there are some private schools out there to help, most of the children who remain in the public system will struggle to even finish high school. But that may be about to change.
So remember that time you said, "Mommy"?
These are the mornings Natalie Wynne Dempsey likes best. Time with her 11-year-old daughter, Brenna. But these moments have been rare since Brenna first started struggling in school.
Well, we noticed from about preschool until about grade 3 that Brenna had a lot of things going on. It started off with stuttering and then expressive receptive delays. We had her assessed privately, and they told us that she had learning disabilities in reading, math, and writing.
So Natalie and her husband decided to homeschool, but after 3 years, still feel like they're falling short.
Like I'm not able to equip her for life, feeling not equipped to help her. Feeling guilty that I can't be there for her the way that she needs me to be there.
And now, hope. A group of Calgary educators recognize the kind of challenges families like Brenna's encounter, so they're applying to the province to open a new charter school.
Right now there's a great drop-off, so LD kids often don't finish high school on time with their peers. Oftentimes they do not go on to post-secondary, and really they don't meet their potential.
For the first time, 3 keys to teaching students with learning disabilities will be brought together.
We're hoping to target their weakness or their deficit area, and in targeting that area, retrain the brain so that that person has a better chance at working well in their area of weakness.
Words of affirmation, so words like love.
I know.
Joy. What else?
I don't know.
We just really want to borrow these kids, and we want to borrow them in grades 3 through 9 to help them develop their own little toolkit, to help their brains be retrained so that when they go into high school and beyond, they're able to meet their peers and they're able to do well.
It sounds great to Natalie, who wants nothing more than to get back to just being mom.
I want to be in a place where we can enjoy each other and make cookies and do nails and hair and go for walks without any agenda.
In studio now is Judy Gray. Nice to have you in this morning. Thanks for getting up early. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jefferson.
Big deadline passed for this application over the weekend, so if you could just get us up to speed where the school is at in terms of being approved.
Glad to. And so chartering is really a 3-step process. The first step is you need to apply for alternative program status with the local public board. We did that almost a year ago. Then we put forward a preliminary application to Alberta Education and received indication that we were given preliminary approval pending the submission of Part 2 of the Charter. That deadline was Friday, and we made our submission on Friday.
Okay, so now it's just sort of hurry up and wait. What's the estimated time?
Well, the Alberta Education has 60 days to deal with the application, and then following that, the minister has 2 weeks, 14 days, in which to communicate back to the group that is chartering.
What is your sense with the changing political landscape? We've heard sort of different things from this new NDP government. The Education Minister Egan saying, no, they're not going to touch them, but part of the platform was that they didn't fit into the system. So what's your sense of which way the wind is blowing?
Yeah, thanks for that question. We just had a charter school conference on Friday, actually, a big PD day. And one of the opening comments was actually an excerpt taken from a letter that Minister Egan had written to the charter schools, indicating that he would not be able to attend the conference, but also indicating his appreciation for the value added that charter schools brought to the education system, particularly in the research and innovation areas. And that clearly is the mandate for charter schools. And the other thing we know is that this government is a very family-friendly government. And really to provide the option of charter schools for children is really a very family-friendly kind of activity.
And for people that aren't familiar, because I know there is, when I talk to people about charter schools, there is still some confusion about whether or not it's within the public system, but this is not something that parents would have to pay more for.
No, thanks for that question. There's a great number of myths about charter school. Probably the largest myth is that we are private schools, and as such, parents would pay a large tuition to have their children attend. And although we are public schools, we are not part of the local public boards.
Right.
Each of our schools has its own board of governors.
Okay. We met obviously Natalie Wynn Dempsey in the piece, and her daughter Brenna. This, I mean, talking to her, this is a godsend as far as she's concerned in terms of the ability for her to not have to homeschool and have some of the struggles that they've had over the past few years. Are you hearing a lot of that feedback? I mean, what are you hearing from parents with kids with a learning disability?
Those stories happen again and again and again. And one of the things we know is that at the end of the day, because children who have learning disabilities often either complete high school late or don't complete it at all, their access to post-secondary is limited. When you stretch that out over time, what that means is that these individuals access social services more, they access healthcare more, they're involved with the penal system more. And so there's a tragic loss in human potential for these children. But beyond that, there is a societal loss and a financial cost for not providing education for these children.
Right. Well, we'll continue to be in touch and
Estimates
see how this
are
works
that on
out
a
over the next few
school bus
months.
full of
Thanks
children,
for coming.
at least
Appreciate
one
it.
Love it.
child
Thanks a
has a
million.
learning
Rethink
disability.
Charter
And
Academy's
while
Judy
there
Gray
are
for more
some
information.
private schools
Head to
out there to help, most of the
rethinkcharteracademy.ca.
children who remain in the public system will